All right. Hey, citizens of Mountain Home. Welcome once again to Mondays with the Mayor. Super stoked to be here. Happy Monday. I think today's the 18th. I've got a couple of special guests today that are going to speak. Obviously, we must be doing something right because we had no questions for Mondays with the Mayor, but we also have a lot of information in the spirit of being transparent. We want to let everyone know what's going on at Mountain Home. Two, with this, I got Dale King, our brand new economic development director, with us today, and then also behind the camera, who's going to come around here right now, Nikki Stornetta, our communications specialist. She's going to kind of fill us on what's going on with our stuff for city council, because there's a couple of knuckleheads that throw out that fake news saying that we're trying to stifle someone's First Amendment right, all that good stuff. We have an ordinance in place that says that we have to record all videos, but it's frustrating when you try to do something and then technology obviously sometimes gets you and it breaks sometimes. But with that, I'm going to turn it over to Nikki and maybe kind of walk the people through what's been going on with our streaming platforms and the equipment, and knowing that we have budgeted for this next year in October to buy brand new equipment.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, we, as you know, for those who tuned into the budget meeting, we have been, given that access to be able to find the right equipment to use. When it comes to software and technology, yes, we stream from YouTube. YouTube does require that we have a certain software that is compatible, to say in simple terms. And the equipment that we have here at City Hall is simply outdated, and that's, again, being budget friendly prior to the needs of the ordinance. But now that the ordinance is in place, our IT department, thank you to both of them for working very hard to get the proper quotes from, different groups that do build these types of softwares for municipalities, and they're quite expensive. So just know that we are doing our best to use what funding that we do have, also to meet the needs of the ordinance. But we don't want you to feel that there's anything other than simply trying to work with the equipment that we currently have, which is not honestly the best for YouTube and streaming that we have. So just know that it's coming soon, and we'll kind of announce that as it comes, and we're hoping to bring that quality of audio and all that stuff as soon as possible for the best price that we can get.
Yeah, thanks, Nikki. The hard part is everybody who, is when you try to mix an outdated platform with a new integrated software system, sometimes they just don't mesh. I could tell you this for a fact: I couldn't tell you how to turn that equipment on. You know what I mean? And I don't know how to do anything with that. So trust us, there's nothing nefarious going on with the city staff. They try their best. They started at 45 minutes early to make sure everything was working, and sometimes stuff happens. So I want you guys to know that hopefully here in October, we'll hopefully put in an order for something in September, be able to pay for it in October, because that's the start of the new budget cycle, and get something that is more user friendly for that platform, right?
Correct. And I'll say one last thing, that if there is something within it that the recording's not there, the video is, we do have software that is required for record keeping. And, I know that there's not always the want to do a records request, but we do have other means of recording software that we're required as a municipality that is available. And no, it's not as convenient as the YouTube streaming and the platforms that we use, but it is available at all times.
Yep, we record everything. So if you want that, send in a public record. We'll get that to you ASAP. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our brand new economic development director, Dale King. Dale, want to introduce yourself to the citizens of Mountain Home?
You bet. Dale King here. I'm new to Mountain Home, and I'm new to the Valley. I've been living here this last couple of years. Moved down here to be closer to my kids, and I came from Washington State, and where I started economic development back in 2000. And my introduction to economic development, after being a short career in sales and small business and different things, was in specifically rural economic development. And coming out of small business, being in a family that was, we had our own business, also in manufacturing and construction and different things. I feel like I have a sensitivity to the needs of the smaller businesses. and have kind of an awareness of it. And in the economic development that I have done in the past, I've usually looked at the rural regions. And so while so much economic development focuses on a really small locale, obviously our economy is built by people that live outside of that and beyond that, and is interdependent with other regions. And so anyways, I've did some things in aerospace up in Washington State. I first started back in 2099, actually, with an organization teaching small businesses how to sell to the military. And so I'm very comfortable with the military. And so I can get between small business and get involved with the military. I'm very excited about seeing how we can leverage our relationship with the base and expand that, look for some possibilities and opportunities for local businesses and jobs, and just seeing our jobs expand. I just talked to someone with the local manufacturing association and so on. So I look at Mountain Home as being in the center of a region between Twin Falls and Treasure Valley, and then we have a wonderful base right next door, and the expanded region that a lot of times people take for granted that we don't have much going on out here. It's like, well, when you put it all together, we actually have a lot of things going on. And there's a lot of assets here that the world needs to know about, and I'm pretty excited to promote the city. One of the things that gets me up out of bed in the morning is to connect with people and then to promote people. And so so I'm very excited to be here and very honored, and looking forward to seeing how we can grow our city and bring in jobs for young people coming out of high school. That's very important to me, very important. It needs to be good opportunities. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Dale. So we always try to tell everybody during these Mondays with the Mayor, ask questions. If you can zip a question on the platform right now, Dale and I will answer them to the best of our ability if we can. So with that, we're gonna run into a kind of what we got cooking right now, and then. But if there's a question, Nikki, just let us know, and we'll try to answer it. So this is kind of like a baby town hall. This is what we want, where people can ask any questions about the city, what's going on with the city, where do you feel that the city is going on into the future, et cetera, et cetera. So with that, I got a couple of things popping right now. Right now, we got 4 RFQs for the relocation of our rail line. And as Dale's going to be working with, hopefully, businesses and stuff, trying to get them to locate Mountain Home, give good jobs. Right now, we've got Columbia Rail, Matrix, KPFF, and Rail Pros as our RFQs that have submitted. So then what we do now is, I know Dale is one of them. We will rack and stack them to qualifications and what we think is going to work best for Mountain Home, and then we'll probably select one here in the next week or so. So did you, I barely got to touch and skim the surface. Did you skim them yet?
I haven't been through them all yet. So
okay. So I started it on Friday and got through half of one of 50 pages. So we'll work on that one. This week, yeah. Tonight there is a city council meeting. It's a special city council meeting for an area of impact. So that is where we believe that the city of Mountain Home will expand. So if you want to tune in on that one tonight at 5:00, and hopefully we can get I know our IT guys are right now trying to work to see what's wrong with our system, but please be kind and know that we're trying to get those 2 platforms to talk. Let's see here. Nikki and I, we've been talking about these Mondays with the Mayor, and we love the questions, and we love kind of this platform of a city hall or a town hall where people can come and ask any questions, and that gives you the comfortability of staying at home, ask your questions, and not being subjugated to a time and a date and a location. Where this is the location is easy peasy. You could be on your computer, zip in a question, submit your questions to Nikki. But also, what we're thinking about doing is a monthly newsletter that goes out into the out to the citizens of what's been cracking, what's going on, what do we think we're going to have in the future, and then also we want to start doing a Mountain Home Minute where you'll have a city council member or an economic development director or a communications specialist behind the camera saying, hey, Mountain Home in a minute, boom. And so it gives you quick bullet points of what's happening in Mountain Home. And that way you can tell your friends and family, everybody what's going on in Mountain Home. Let's see here. We do have a public hearing on the city council meeting on the 26th for the budget. We have kind of quintessentially closed the budget out. Now it goes to public hearing where the council will either vote to accept the budget or go, I don't know, we'll see what happens there. But that's on the 26th public hearing. Let's see here. So I want to say the recreation department has been crushing it at the pool. All the citizens, we've had very, very few issues with the pool. We're going to try to stay open until October 12th. That's kind of our goal. And that'll all depend on budget, staffing, the availability of people being able to make sure that the staffing is appropriate amount of, let's say, lifeguards to users in the pool. So please just bear with us. We're trying. There's no guarantee it's going to stay up until the 12th, but we're going to try to keep it extended till October 12th. Let's see here. The railroad park project, the budget came back. We've been having some issues. It's behind schedule with the budgeting process. I know that there's a meeting that I'll have with URA, city clerk, myself, talk to some potential donors this week, and hopefully they want to participate. That'll be a huge win. But we foresee that the project starting maybe in early spring of next year in 2026. That way we don't displace the market, the current Saturday market currently. So next year there might be some displacement. We'll have to move them down to the south end of the park, and then maybe the swap meet area will go down by the underpass or at the Bass Park area for those Saturdays as well. Let's see here. 2nd Street, obviously over by West Elementary, has been paved. You see some bulb outs. Please, please, please slow down in the school zones. It is 20 miles an hour there. Our police officers are out in force. We want you to make sure that our little ones get to school and get to school safely. Definitely look both ways doing the crosswalk. If you're pulling out, just make sure you're watching for our little ones out there. Well 17, the one that was built with the Department of Defense grant, is online. We have one more well test that we're doing, and once that gets fully passed, then we'll hopefully be able to just keep it on online all the time. But we're super stoked and super excited. That one took a little longer than normal just because we used there was a piece of equipment that was out of stock for like the last 6 to 8 months. So got it in. It's good. We're ready to rock and roll on that one. Let's see here. Lid 1. Last city council meeting, you saw the council unanimously vote to close out LID 1, the fiber optics local improvement district. Sorry, brain farted there. Close that all out. Try to get it all done. We are partnering with Umpqua Bank or Columbia Bank. Columbia Bank bought out Umpqua or something like that, but they're going to give the homeowners a great interest rate of like 4.75 or 95, somewhere in there. For their local improvement. If you didn't come in and pay your assessment all up front, you're able to amortize that over the next 10 years. So yes, that's a yearly payment. You can make a one lump sum payment. I try to tell everyone just to keep it manageable. Just come in, and if you're coming in to pay your water bill, your wastewater bill, your garbage bill, throw a little extra scratch into that LID account of yours, and that way when we draw the funds at the end of the year, you're good to go. So, or you can come in and pay it all off too, as if you want. Let's see here. Cool thing at the library, passports. We've had a ton of people come in and try to get passports at the library. It's a great location. They'll take your photos. They'll walk you through from A to Z. So library, they're crushing it. So I want to thank the library board. I want to thank the library staff. They keep continuing to do great work in Mountain Home. It's another, I call it a quality of life aspect for the citizens of Mountain Home, that you don't have to wait in line at the courthouses or Boise or wherever you're trying to get one. It's really nice, really convenient. Let's see here. Pool. Okay. The city is not doing the rock chip stuff on Air Base Road. That is Idaho Transportation Department. So if you're out there, be mindful, stay away from cars, because you're probably going to get a rock chip on your windshield. But the city is not doing that. That is an ITD project. Air Base Road, American Legion, 2nd Street, Main Street, those are all ITD corridors, Highway 30. If anything is happening on those, 99% of the time, it is an ITD project. So definitely not the city. I went out to the Air Force Base last week and got to do a change of command or sit through a change of command for the new Med Group Commander. Welcome to the city of Mountain Home, Sonia Bright and family. She took the command of the hospital or the Med Group. So welcome to the city of Mountain Home. Love to see our brothers and sisters with 366 always participate in a lot of things in Mountain Home, but it's always good to see them take the reins and do great work for the Air Force Base as well. And I think with that, I don't think I have anything else other than citizens. Do you have any questions that Dale and I can answer for you today, right now? Our number, our email address, we usually try to get that put out there. When you email us, we try to get to you that day. If it's on a Friday and we don't get back till Monday, give us to the weekend. Get to it on Monday. We try to get back to everybody. The pool passes, they have been approved through the city council. So if you want a pool pass for next year's budget, that is available, which you only got a couple more months. So I don't know if you want to buy a pool pass or not, but those are for sale in the foreseeable future. Those will, you'll be able to get those. And then what else was the pool passes? There's a policy for life jackets, not having them. There's currently our pool staff and our rec superintendent are doing trying to get a lot of statistical data on pros and cons of having life preservers. So that won't be brought up until next season. So they're going to take this winter to do all their information gathering. So give them some time. So right now, you're not allowed to have flotation device unless you're I think it's at a private event. Then I think you could do it. But during normal swim time and things of that nature, I don't think you're allowed to have a life preserver. So with that, next season we'll see what kind of policy that the staff brings back, the pool staff brings back on whether we have them or not have them. What do you got, Dale? Anything in the closing?
Well, I think I'm looking forward to getting to know people's vision. I've got a lot of things in my mind, things that I would could see implementing, but this isn't a one-man job. It's really the whole city, and there's so much going on with everybody, and I would love to hear from anybody that has some input about how do we make our city grow? How do we create jobs that are good for young people coming out of high school, but then also high-paying jobs that we can leverage what's going on down the I-84 corridor. So I'm looking forward to meeting people and hearing what you have to say.
If you see Dale out and about, definitely ask him a ton of questions because he's going to ask all the businesses. I know him and Alexa. They're going to probably start going out and meeting with businesses and seeing what can the city do for them in terms of, is it bringing another vendor to help them offset some of the costs or what, right. All that good stuff. So I also forgot to Chief Jerry Marquez, welcome to Mountain Home. He's a brand new chief out at the 366 Gunfighters. Got to meet him last week as well. Phenomenal guy. He was at the Military Affairs Max Social, him and his spouse. So welcome to Chief Marquez and family. We look forward to seeing you at AFAD this year, all that good stuff. And then last but not least, so all the questions about the F-111 at Carl Miller Park. So I actually got in touch with a guy that literally grinds them down to the metal, repurposes them, repaints them. He's doing a bunch of them at the 366. I saw him on Saturday, pulled over, got a card, got a quote. So I'll bring that to the council. So yes, the F-111 is in need of some TLC, some love, but the city is not allowed to touch the plane, so we have to have it professionally done. We were able to do a workaround probably about 12 years ago, but we're not allowed to spruce it up or paint it, or not paint it, but we're not allowed to do certain things to the plane. It's kind of a leased or loan thing from the Department of Defense. So this person literally that's what he does. So got with him. He said he can come back here in the next little bit, but right now he's doing the F-15 currently on the base. So if you're driving into the gate, you see somebody out there, I got a quote from him. And he's willing to do the F-111 here in Mountain Home at hopefully at a better cost than normally what it would cost. So more to follow on the F-111, but for this year, hopefully we'll just spray it off, try to beautify it as best we can, and then bring in the big guns or the professionals. So with that, Dale, anything good for the order?
I'm just looking forward to working in Mountain Home.
All righty.
Illinois City.
All righty, perfect. Hey, citizens of Mountain Home, is there any questions that anybody has arised?
There was a question about convenient payments. Can they pay it like electronically? Is it an Apple option, or is that a come in and make the payment
Yeah, you can make all your payments online, is what I've been told.
for LID?
Yes, you can
Okay.
do all that too. You can literally, when you're paying all that, you could probably put in a memo, essentially stating that, yes, I want the remaining of this. Like if, let's say your bill's $100 and you wanted to pay $150, they'd say, I want the other 50 to go to my LID. Yes. But like I said, at the end of this video, I'm going to double check. But yeah, that was one of the biggest reasons, our biggest pushes is to pay Apple Pay or Venmo and all that. That's why we changed the platform twice this last year. The first platform didn't work very well. And so then we changed it again. And then hopefully this was the last one and done that you could pay here moving forward through like a social media pay, or not social media, but what is it called? Like a platform pay or like you said, Venmo, Apple,
yeah. Many of them.
all of them, Samsung Pay, Apple Wallet, Google Wallet, whatever it is. So with that, hey, citizens, thank you for allowing us your time. I know time is valuable, and once it's spent, you can't get it back. So Dale and I and Nikki, we appreciate you giving us the opportunity to do these small little town hall meetings where it allows you, the citizens, to ask us questions on the spot. Like I said, not everyone can make a certain time, a certain date, at a location. Sometimes it's a lot more difficult than people know because we all have jobs, we all have things, but anybody can jump online and set their phone down and do their work and kind of listen and do all that. And then while you're doing your work, then, I got a question. So we're trying to make this the most convenient as possible. So definitely, if you have any more questions, definitely email them to Nikki Stranetta here at the City of Mountain Home so I can get them on this platform. If you want an instant answer, email it to Nikki, myself, Dale, Tiffany Belt. We will answer those. You can call us at 208-587-2104. You can email us anytime you want. What else? Email, phone call. You have the city staff that wants to answer your questions. So with that, Mayor Sykes out. Thank you guys and have a fantastic rest of your day.